Hey, what's up? I'm HypeHype. I play games, make games, and everything in between. And oh, get the audio. Okay. Hey, what's up? I'm HypeHype. I make games, play games, and everything in between. And today we're gonna be making Mistletoe, a game for the holiday game jam. I just thought about this a couple minutes ago, and it seems like a good idea. So I'm gonna see where it goes. HypeHype is a dope app that lets you make games on your phone or tablet. Today I'm gonna be using my iPad, but often where is my phone? But I usually make and play games on my phone as well. Definitely play games on my phone, but I like to mix it up. So HypeHype has game jams all the time. So we're doing some holiday stuff. And I recently saw, I don't know if it was on TikTok or where, but mistletoe as opposed to a mistletoe. And I think that's hilarious. And so I'm gonna make a game about it. Um, it's talking about the remix. It looks like it's they got rules and guidelines, prize breakdown, some cash prizes. That's always cool. But the main thing is, there it is, hashtag holiday game jam. You want to put that in your hype because I know I have definitely forgotten to do that and or had a little typo. So not a big deal. Let's get going into HypeHype. Is that? Oh, that's just something in the hype. I thought that was like a shadow. Okay, so I made a game a long time ago. I think it's like my second hype called, what was the name of this? Asteroid Space Run. Now this game is pretty straightforward. You just have this dude and he moves around. You gotta dodge the asteroid. I have a whole video going over this game that I made, but the main thing here is we're going to be taking this kind of mechanic and we're going to do the same thing but with a toad on a missile. Technically a frog because there's no toad asset, but yeah, so if you want some deeper insights into a similar type of game, check out the video I have on this. I have a whole playlist going behind the scene here. Basically, the main character stays in place, and then there is a connected joystick. And then this box surrounding the character is kind of like the fly zone. So we'll be doing that and maybe add some obstacles if I can figure that out. So one step at a time, let's get a mistletoe going. So we're going to go to create. To create hype, hit cancel. And the first thing I want to do is line up this HypeHype box. And we're going to set the camera. I think that's maybe more in the middle. Set the camera. Next, we will go to environment, get rid of the or change the ground type to infinite plane because we're going to be flying through the air. We may or may not change gravity. Let's leave that as is for now, and we can do something like this, but then this has the ground. We don't really want a ground, so let's take a look. Oh wait, infinite plane. This is empty. Yeah, we want empty. Okay, next we need a rocket. So let's go ahead and might as well select this object and go to the new layout. There's a new layout when it comes to searching for objects, which is really great. And let's type in rocket. So we got some missiles. I like this one. Go ahead and move it like that. Take a side view, make it a little bit bigger. Not sure if this HypeHype logo is attached to the rocket or it's part of the rocket. All right, so it's kind of acting weird. I'm just gonna undo everything and just get a rocket from down here. Go to visuals, rocket, this one. Move it that way. Touching the disk rotates the objects. I want to say it's 90 degrees. Yeah, 90 degrees. Let's go ahead and make this bigger. Like that. Next, let's grab a frog and we'll change his skin color so he looks more like a toad. Slippy. And there is a dance that kind of looks like a cowboy dance. So we're gonna add it on to the toad, but let's make him look more like a toad. Take this green, copy it, change the name to dark green. Toads green, or are they like brown? Trying to make him more brown. Right, toads are brown, right? So something like that. But I do want to have this inside color be kind of like a dark green. So let's go here. Do something like that. Grab this. There. I don't like these red lips. I think they're not the way to go. So let's change. Maybe green. Yeah, that looks better. Now let's add a dance. And I think a dance, the pony is what we want. Yeah, so let's delete that. And now that animation is saved. Here we go. Dance pony. Okay, looking good. Toad, let's move him there. Oh, we got the snap mode on, so it just snaps right on. So it looks like it's a little bit. All right, let's go to free movement. A little bit to the right and move it down. There, that looks good. And we're gonna glue it to the rocket because we're gonna be moving the rocket. That's gonna be the main piece for movement. So we're gonna go into the rocket and we're gonna add a vector transform. Vector transform. Vector transform is probably one of the most powerful nodes when it comes to moving anything constantly or just, yeah. So here we can take a look at the components. And next we want a joystick. So let's go to logic. Well, I wonder if we can put the joystick in the rocket. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes you want the components inside. Sometimes you want them outside. So let's see if we can't do this. Oh, wait. Yeah, I don't see a joystick in here. So we got to do it on the outside, which is fine. Joystick. Now, the first thing with the joystick is touch area size full screen. I always make that mistake, and then when nothing works, I don't know why, and it's because now the touch area is the entire screen, as opposed to you have to have your finger on the component itself. Okay. So now we have move axis. So let's grab that and attach it to here. We're going to want to adjust the vector transform for the vector X. Easy peasy. And now the move axis, we're going to want to select it on the joystick, vector transform for the Y. Now I have messed around with this a little bit, so I can tell you that, wait, did that save? It did. Okay, the move axis for the X of -1 and 1, that's a lot. So we're gonna move it, divide it by 2 twice. I thought there was an ability to change the vector Y transform, but oh, nope. Oh, you know what it is? It's the joystick. So the joystick, we have the type selected as joystick X axis. We want X and Y axis. And we can see it's moving. But it's moving a little weird. Ah, there we go. All right, maybe let's try 0.5. Sometimes you gotta play around with the values to get it just right. I'm gonna select the frog, make sure, okay, the frog has no physics. Oh, you know what? This object has to be unmovable and make it kinematic. So that's probably why it didn't feel right. All right, still acting a little weird. Let's take the toad off. I just want to make sure we get the rocket moving. Okay. I tested this seconds earlier. Okay, so vector transform. Okay, I took some screenshots of the setup I had before, so I'm just take a look at these and see if I'm missing anything. Okay, vector transform on start. I did not have that set up. And loop. Oh, you know what? The duration, that's what it is. So when you're messing with anything that has a duration, if you want it to be a constant duration, then you have to set the time to 0. And there I had it set to 0.5, which basically means when I say move left, it moves left a certain distance for half a second. Now this should, yeah, so this is much better. But now it's kind of too fast. So let's, oh, let me get this. There we go. Let's go ahead and put the toad back on. I kind of want to give him some lumps because I feel like this toad is a little bit too smooth. So let's put this on and make sure. Okay, cool. Looking good. We'll get this missile toad flying in no time. Now I'm gonna take back the joystick speed by changing these min values and max values 0.25 and negative 0.25. Okay, next let's add some particles into the missile. So we go here. Okay, let's take a look at effects. You know, I'm a big fan of Carbon's sci-fi projectile. If you've played Space Raid, gotten a... I don't know if you can beat the game. Can't remember. But if you play Space Raid, like, that's such a good game. Delete the particle. Yeah, if you like Space Raid, hit that like button. Let me know that you have played it. Okay. So we want the offset to be in the Z direction. I want to say negative. Let's see if that works. Okay, so positive 1. Yeah. And let's go ahead and take a look at it. So there it is right there. So we're moving in the Z direction going that way. Right now, the projectile object is kind of moving this way. So we want it to move towards us, which is kind of difficult, but let's see if we can do something. First, let's get the visual. We want the colors to be more like orangey-like. Orangey, is that a word? And the motion. I'm gonna grab another particle, like a fire particle. I think that might be easier. So many good particles. And the biggest issue is we're moving in the Z direction, so sometimes the particles are difficult to get the effect that we're looking for. Maybe juicy trail? No. I saw a torch. Okay, so there's a particle. First of all, let's just move it back. Grab the missile. Alright, that's too far back. Maybe 3? Let's do 3.25. So the particle kind of looks very white, which is not what we want. That definitely looks better. Let's leave it as that for now. Maybe make this 2, maybe 1.5. Okay. Sometimes I just play around with the other knobs and dials just to see what it looks like. Oh wait. So now that I see that it's... I think I had moved the offset point in the particle and in the particle node, so that is not necessary. Yeah, there we go. And then we got the particle offset here. Let's see what 1.5 looks like. Yeah. So notice one of the changes was in the component itself, and then the other is in the particle settings. Now I'm setting everything to 0, so we just see it like this. And then we can do something like that. Yeah, there we go. And then add a little bit of a randomness to it. Yeah, maybe like a 0.5. That looks good. Angular velocity, I'm not sure what that does. All right, let's just leave that at 0. Okay, let's test it out. Oh. All right, it's better, definitely better. I'm gonna keep messing with it. That's too much. See how that looks. It's not bad. I think that the time of the particle still needs to be shorter, and we can affect that here in settings. No, emissions. Yes, so emission rate. Okay, it's pretty. Particle age. Let's take this down to 1.1. Yeah, I like it. And now I want more red than an orange. So we got a visual color. And I actually think this one needs to be darker. Oop, not like that. And this one can be a little lighter. Wait, I just changed it. Did I change the same one or? And this maybe like a darker. Not gonna lie, I think it looked better before. All right, so let's just do undo. Gotta love that undo button. Okay, so let's save it just in case anything happens. Mistletoe. Then we should add, what was the hashtag? Holiday Game Jam. Save as a draft. I want to add this HypeHype logo, or I think let's delete that. Something like that. I mean, I guess technically you won't even be able to see this, so it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so next thing we want to do is, since the character basically stays in place and moves around, we don't want the player to fly out of bounds, so we got to create some walls to keep it in place. And for that, I like to type in platform. Platform is really good. It's also another hashtag to search. It's basic. Let's go to visuals. But here we can find big objects that are very simple, which I am a fan of. So let's go ahead and get this big simple floor. Make it like that big. And let's actually check to make sure the character is in the center. So like this. So let's put this X at 0. Oh, that's weird. That's not undo. So I selected the scale and I want the move. Okay, there we go. Now, and then let's select the camera and also select the move. Okay, and let's go ahead, that at 0. Now we're going to want this to be an unmovable object. Set the kinematic so that it, well, I guess technically the toad will hit it, so. It's not supposed, oh, where did it go? So it's going through, but it's not what we want. That is okay. Advanced, physical, static, kinematic, maybe that should. Or maybe even sensor. No, not sensor. Sensor is when you have it's the opposite of what we want. It's when you have the object, but you don't want it to do anything. Vun. What's up, Peter? Why do I feel like that's like some kind of program code or something? Okay. So the toad is kinematic. Now I'm trying to think of what I did in my spaceship game, and I made that months ago, so I'm just gonna go take a look at it. One of the upsides to making multiple games is you can build off of the experience that you have before, and if you don't remember it, then you can just go straight to it. Cancel. So The spaceship is a dynamic character, not a kinematic. That's weird. And because he's dynamic, he can't go through the object, which makes sense because kinematic objects can go through it. So I guess let's try that. Oh, and then it falls down. So it's falling down because we have gravity. So let's now remove the gravity. Oh, gravity. 0. Oh, maybe because there's a dude on top? Wonder what that loop does. Nope. So kinematic stays in place. Dynamic falls to the ground. Is it 9.81? Is that what gravity is? It's just 9.8. I can't remember. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could have it so if you fly too high, it's just a game over. I'm not exactly sure why this works. Why it works in my space game, but it doesn't work here. So let's go take a look at the space game again. I do this a lot when I'm making games. I'll just jump around and use basically anything in HypeHype as a reference, as you can look under remixes for any game in HypeHype. Let's see what the walls are made out of. So unmovable object, static. Yeah, I think the main thing is this being dynamic. Let's see, is there gravity in this? Oh, I didn't change the gravity to 0 by moving it all the way to the left. I changed the gravity to like -99, which made it super intense. Now, this is one of the things where I thought I knew what was going on, but actually something completely else was going on. So let's get back into it. Change this into kinematic, go into environment, and before I had set it here, and then it says, I thought it said 0, 0. I don't know if you can see that, but it doesn't. It actually says, I bet you 100. So we put this to 0. And look at that. Okay, it's still going through, but yeah, no, that's okay. Physical. Oh wait, dynamic. I didn't even, okay, now let's try it. Okay, so he still goes through. Let me see if I can't make this fatter. And let's go ahead and make it invisible. No shadows. Okay. So there we go. Can't go up. Oops, okay. So let's go ahead and, let's make a couple of these. I'm gonna keep it visible for now. Check out the position. We want it at Z of 0. Look at it from the side. Okay, so let's duplicate it and we'll put one on the bottom. I want it up to be maybe -8. Yeah, come on, be cool. Okay, that looks good. So we're gonna take these. Okay, and check the coordinates. Y of -3. Okay, y of -3. Let's put this at 5. I like even numbers. This at -3. You know, make sure everything's consistent. -8. And might as well just have this at 2. And then let's take all of these objects and make them invisible. And let's test. Okay, looking good. I think maybe let's do -4, or what is it, -4.5. Just want to constrict it a little bit more. Yeah, he still goes up. So this looks better. Let's put this up as well. Cool. Yeah, that's decent. I do feel like the left side's off a little bit. So I'm actually going to duplicate this and just kind of move it down here. Cool. And I think the toad needs a cowboy hat. That's just me. I used to have a cool cowboy hat and then I lost it somewhere in San Francisco. So sad. Oh, maybe I'll just type in hat. Where is it? There's one that I like. This is just kind of like the fun stuff, so this isn't that important. And I like my hats tilted a little bit. There we go. Oops. One of them head, yep. Cool, so now we got the cowboy, or the mistletoe with the cowboy hat. Now we're gonna get some obstacles. And what should we have? We should have, we'll put the obstacles to the side, kind of like we did in my space game. Yeah, let's take a look. We could have toy boxes. Like a hypothetical scenario where there's Santa Claus or whatever, and it's just boxes flying. And presents. Which also makes me think that there is a sleigh too, right? I've seen a sleigh. Yeah, we could add that. Maybe a Christmas tree? Ooh, a nutcracker for sure. When I was growing up in Germany as a kid, they had nutcrackers like this everywhere. But then Santa Claus was like a tall, skinny dude and would put cookies in your shoes if you left them outside. So that's what it's like growing up with Christmas in Germany. Ooh, this I kind of want to put on the mistletoe. I don't like that green. I think it's just too bright. Yeah, there we go. To me, adding these little things in the game just are super fun, and just adds a little bit to like the polish of everything. Yeah, look at that. Although I don't like the red, so I'm gonna copy the red and then make this a little darker. There we go. All right, let's save it. Okay, let's take a look at other objects. I mean, we're in the sky, so literally anything could work. Maybe a plane. Yeah, let's do a couple of planes. These are small, let's make them big. So I'm going to select this missile and make sure the object is green for the character. I'm going to do that for the toad as well. Well, let's leave the toad alone for now, but if we want to add it, it's super simple. We can just do that. I'm just trying to think of how I want to structure when the enemies are coming towards the character. Should definitely add clouds. So I like the tile cloud. I think those work very well. And these won't like kill the character because you can go through a cloud, but they will be like fun. And maybe we can maybe even add coins or something to get something. These are all things to think about when making a game. So I want to see particles. If there's like a, I know there's a mist. Now we could do snow. Well, snow falls down because it's particle. It doesn't fall at you. Sun rays, that could be cool. I'm gonna change this ground up. Well, I just want it darker. I don't. Something like that looks better, I think. Okay, so next we're gonna want the objects to spawn, and I've done this before, and all I did was take components from Sticky's game Infinite Airstrike. So let me show you that game. If you have not played this game yet, it is amazing. Super simple, but the object is spawning in random X, Y coordinates. So here the objects look like they're not disappearing. There are some bugs with the last update, I think having specifically to do with scaling and removing objects, because as we saw, those waves were not being removed. We go to the asteroid game. Cancel. Oops. Logic on. We can see here. So these are the components. This is basically the same thing that was in Sticky's game, or at least I should say pieces of it. And I'll do that a lot in HypeHype. I'll just go in, look at the components, take them, and then try to apply them into my game. And here is just a random variable for the X, Y, or in this case, the X to be in. And then this is the object. I'm just taking a look over this to see how everything was done. Oh, you know what? There's star particles. This is a object, and this object has a spawner inside of it. And then that spawner spawns the object. Okay, let's give it a go. So I'm just gonna take these three reusables, hold down the copy button on the left. You can see that right there. Hit exit, confirm. Where is it? Go ahead and paste these. So selecting this object, selecting the spawner, and I'm gonna put it onto this cloud. Oh, there's the sunlight. That looks kind of cool. Let's move that into the gameplay area. It might be wishful thinking. I'm just gonna see if this cloud spawns. Oh, and you know, I just noticed the cloud doesn't actually have a vector transform movement. We want the cloud to move towards the main character, so. But this does have a vector transform movement. Let's just see what happens. Okay, it looks like things are moving a little bit. Okay, it's not. Oh, I know what it is. It's moving like this way. And we can limit that. I want to say it's the limit angular Z. And we can just test it by moving it a lot. Okay, I think that helped with that piece. So let's see what's going on here. Because these are intervals. X of -5 and +5. So let's just see what it is. So this is x of -5 or -4. 2. Okay, so the y coordinates are too much for this. So first let's go to the x and we're going to move this to 4. And then the y coordinates. Yeah, maximum, I'm going to say 2. And the maximum here for 4. That's basically the y range. All right. Let me see if I can't. Get Let's do with the kinematic. Add a vector transform. I'm just gonna put this nutcracker up ahead and get it to move back. I'm gonna make it red because it's gonna be an enemy. On start Z. So behind us is negative, positive is forward, and we want this to move towards us, which I think is negative. So let's just set to -5. We can put it somewhere that we can actually see it. Or did I grab the right one? Yeah. Oh no, I put it inside the thing. All right, so it's a decent size. Maybe make it a little bit. Well, I mean, I guess toads are small, right? So the nutcracker could be bigger. And then let's go into the rocket. Oh, here's the game system end. And set up a collision trigger. So if it collides with the red, which is what the nutcracker is, then we'll have a broadcast alert for game end. But we could have game success. Collision trigger. Broadcaster. Cute. Yeah, and then here it is. It looks this game and system is in all new created hypes. Okay. We also want a timer. Well, let's just see if this nutcracker flies. Okay, the nutcracker's not moving on start. Oh, there's the duration again. I make that mistake a lot, so. Okay, why are you not moving? Oh, loop. And he's gone. Let's try -1. A lot slower. Oh, jeez. Wonder if we can just do force. So, not gonna lie, this happens a lot where I don't exactly know how to get everything to work the way that I would like. And then it's basically just a struggle of moving things around all over the place until it kind of sort of works. That's my strategy. I don't know. It gets me to where I'm going. Okay, so if I set it to 0, it has no vector transform, so it's not moving, so that's good. Just moving. Now I'm adjusting these incrementally so I can see if there's anything going on. Okay, it looks like it's flying away. So I was using a negative number and I should have been using a positive number. I mean, it's kind of a big mistake. Oh, and he got hit because he's so big. It's... Alright, it seems like I can't dodge it. Oh, no, so I did just dodge it. Cool. So that works. Next, we're going to try to get the spawning mechanism to work. And to do that, I'm going to go take a look at Sticky's Infinite Airstrike again. And we got a timer node. I might grab this timer node as well. So we got these objects. Alright, we don't need to worry about the social aspect. So this is a reusable. This places it at the random XY. Here we notice that there is an arrow going down. So I think that's either the vector I want to say it's the vector transform. The duration is set to 0.1. But how do we know? Maybe that's not the vector transform. Maybe that's just a force. Oh, maybe that's a spawn. Oh. I would say this is the best part of having a beard whenever I'm trying to think, like, what does it mean or what's going on? I kind of do this. Where is that arrow? Okay. I deleted the vector transform, so it's not. The object to spawn is the rocket. That's the shockwave. Oh, this spawner spawns the shockwave. Alright, well, I'm going to select this timer, hold copy it, and now I'm going to go take a look at that asteroid game again because I think maybe I messed up the direction of the Z, making it negative when I should have made it positive like I did Like the mistake I did with that nutcracker. So let's just check out this game again. Again, I have a whole YouTube video on this. This game, I spent a lot of time mainly messing around with the particles. Because you can spend like days and days, and should spend days and days playing with the particle. And this causes these asteroids to spawn like negative 50x ahead. Oh. And then they are moving with force towards the character. Oh, do you see the spinning silver serpent dude? That was a fun little add-on. I'll probably get a high score on my game on this. Oh. Okay. When you get stressed out from trying to make a game, a good way to take a break is to play a game, and/or play a game kind of like what you're trying to recreate. And of course, I got first place. All right, let's cancel. Take a look at these again. So I'm gonna take a look at this Blue Crush reusable. I thought it was just the particle effects, but it may also have a vector transform information in there. And if it does, that would explain a lot. So here's the Blue Crush. It's the name of the particle. And we got this object, and it has a vector transform. So this explains why the object wasn't moving, because it could have been spawning ahead of us, but it's just so far ahead. If it has no movement, then it doesn't move. But if we can't see it, then we don't even know. And it looks like I have 3 random components which adjust. I believe it adjusts the rotation. Yeah, it adjusts, basically making the object spinning. Okay. I made this, let's just say I made this game 6 months ago. I've been using HypeHype for almost 6 months, 5 months. And this is like the first or second one. And again, I don't always know what I'm doing, and that's okay. You don't need, you can just struggle your way through it. So I'm gonna select this, hide it. Okay. Go here. Oh crap. So, all right, I'm just gonna go in. Wait, I already copied an object, so I'm gonna paste this. And that's weird because it's totally connected to this, which I don't know why it's doing that. But let's take a look. Target object. Okay. This is the timer that I copied previously. So I'm gonna grab that timer, grab this Blue Crush reusable object, hold down the copy, hit exit. Let's go back to Mistletoe. Love the name. Hit that like button if you think that's a cool name for a game, because I think it is. I mean, the dude, I gotta add some warts on him to be fair. But let's get some spawning stuff to work. Hold on. I feel like that volume is a little bit too loud. Never know where the volume should be at. Oop. Paste. Okay, so here's the force. Now, we don't need any particles. I mean, we could have particles, but let's not get distracted. Okay, the vector transform causes. Okay, let's rename this. Having proper naming conventions will help any future confusion. Rotate, move. yeah, just name it for what it does. And this does not need to be connected. Now with it. Visual resource, yeah, let's disconnect that. Okay, so this is a text that is set to time. Line left. This is the timer. And that enables the score. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and move this closer to the game end component. I try to be organized where I can because I'm really not that organized. So yeah, that's how it is. Okay, so looking at this rotates the object in a random XY. And here's the force that causes it to move toward the main character. I don't know if we want amount 25. That seems kind of high, but let's take this as duplicated, create, copy this container. So I'm going to copy the container. I'm going to put it inside the nutcracker. Let's make this nutcracker a dark green nutcracker. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. That kind of works. And we're going to set it to spawn this dude. So this guy is moving at a force of 0.25. And this one is moving at a force, according to this, at 0.25. So maybe let's do 2.5. This is for the rotation. You know what I didn't do was take some screenshots of the previous setup. I think that would be helpful. Range X, -4 to 4. That seems right. -4 to 2. Then a Z of -7. this. No, come on. Nope. So sometimes you can see. So I just want to see if I can see that. Nope. Oh, geez. Every 10 seconds. Do every 5 seconds. All right, so this is the interval. Every 5 seconds, a variable output. That variable is variable A, which is then equal or less than to 1, which then activates the interval. So it restarts the interval and then goes to this compare. No, this is an equal node. What is that node? A variable node. So it outputs the value here. And then that value could be 3. Value compare A. Where does this come into effect? So this one here, this is where the spawner gets executed. And then this random piece also gets executed. So it turns on. Oh, and then this one also turns on. I feel like I'm missing a spawn node somewhere. Is it in the rotate move? Okay. Let's go back to the spaceship one and take some more. Let's take screenshots and maybe I can try to troubleshoot my way. Oh, you know what? Looking at this photo, right, or looking at right here, this object exists in this reusable package, but it doesn't actually exist in the game. That's why if you notice here, this actually exists in the game, and this goes ahead. Watch here, let me show you. So I'm gonna put this here. so that we can see it. And then once we start the game, we'll see that this object shoots off into the back. So did you see it for a second? But now you can see all the objects, and they all basically now exist ahead of us. We just can't see it. So that is what I was missing. Let's give that a go, and we can see. Always gotta watch out for that, because sometimes if you hit cancel, then you lose all the progress you've been saving or working on. So I'm gonna actually save it right now, because I almost hit cancelled, and that's what it made me think of. How is the volume control? Volume control is good. 0.3% dropped frames. Okay, I don't know if that's okay or not. Okay, so now this actually doesn't have an object, so see, this has an object right here. Oh wait, no, it's over here. Let's grab it and put it with the homies. We take it and we duplicate, delete, go here, select the package, hit duplicate, new create, new reusable. So now it exists in the game and should shoot off and fly ahead. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so we can see it is creating the nutcracker. I forgot what it was called. It's creating the nutcracker, but now the nutcracker doesn't seem to have force, and or it actually does have force because we put it in there, but that force is so small it's barely moving. So let's go ahead. I believe it was at 25, which I think is a lot, but let's find out. All right, maybe the object is not kinematic. No physics, there we go. Dynamic, we want a dynamic object. Okay, cool, now we got, oh. So I think those nutcrackers are hitting the platforms like over here, which is not good. So I'm trying to think of what would be a good solution. Maybe making the objects kinematic. Kinematic objects can go through pretty much anything. And we're gonna give this object a green, so yeah. Let's see how kinematic works. Well, now the object's just not moving towards us. So the object is always spinning at the same, which is a little weird. I actually know how to fix that. I'm gonna fix that right now. So vector transform. There's on random value and then on random value per link. Now that we've created that, we need to delete that. Oh, no, no, cancel, cancel. Vector Y. Ah, made the same mistake again. You try to go too fast, you make new mistakes. Okay. Now let's see how the spinning looks. Okay, that didn't fix it, but that's okay. Well, we got other problems. So it does seem like what's up, two players? Kind of fixed some problems. I fixed one problem and now I got another problem. But that's how it goes. How's it going? Nah, no worries, man. Yeah. Appreciate you coming to hang out. Kind of make some mistletoe games. So dynamic works, but then he hits the barriers. All right, I'm not exactly sure. I'm just gonna go add some warts to this frog to make it more of a toad. Do that one. It's super small. Have anyone created a roller coaster game where the camera is set up at the front of the coaster, that the camera moves with the rail? They have not. I think a cool thing to look for in that would be rail assets. I know there's a few, but I think I know there's like a rail track going this way. But, you know, you would also want the rail track to go this way and this way. Yeah, let's try this one. Actually, I can take a look too. Let me see. I want to just what type rail? Yeah. So there needs to be some more assets, I think, because right now there's like two. And you know, obviously if you want the tracks to go like this, then that's super cool, but it's gonna be a lot of work. Like a lot of work to get the assets, put them together. Visuals. Let's go to this one. Change the name. Dark brown. Yep, not brain. Done. Copy. Right, brown. So let's go here. Lighter. Done. Save. I don't know. What color should I make these warts? Should I make them the same brown color? Or like green. Maybe even black. I don't need assets. I have skills that I can create roller coaster rails without using any assets. Only the ones I can use on the asset library. Is there a way to lock assets such as blocks to one block that follows the path, like in Buildbox where the level is wonky and goes up, left, and down? Yeah, so those hinges, you can have those. Yeah, yes. Short answer, yes. Long answer is there's lots of multiple different ways to do that, actually. So it, like, you can use these joints, I think, these are actually cool. You can look at the pictures. But I think what you would want to use in a roller coaster is like a joint. So if one goes like this way and the other joint follows, and you can put the connection joint in between them. I haven't played around with joints that much. Oh man, look at the warts on the toad look great. But yeah, that's something you can totally do. Oh no. Toad keeps moving. All right, let's grab some of these. Oh. It's gonna ward up this frog, dude. Like nothing. Oh man, I haven't even, I'll be honest with you, I have not messed around a lot with joints. So when I do, obviously I'll make a video for sure. But I have messed around with the hinge joints in my banana run game. I can show you what I did there, and there I just had Shogun kind of help me figure a lot of that out. I mean, even in this live stream, a lot of what I do is basically just trial and error, and then I just like don't stop trying until I find the solution that works for me. It may not be the solution I had originally thought of, but that's okay. Yeah, let me show you. So in this game, you can see the hinge joints here. Right. Now I do think this is limited in not being able to move in the Z direction or like towards the character, but you can see how the joints are like basically each chain link is connected to each chain link. So I think you would do something similar to that. My biggest suggestion for you in HypeHype is play the games. Because if you see any mechanics, anything that looks like something you want to use or copy, make sure you hit that like button over here or the start button, and then it will be saved in your history and you can go back to that and then just kind of try and troubleshoot to figure it out, because definitely when I mess around with joints, for sure I'll make videos, because that's kind of that's just what I do. But when that will be, I have no idea. Like right now, I am working on a video, trying to get it done for Saturday. Yeah, I basically don't know what I'm gonna do for the week until the week of, which is kind of cool. But then it's also I have no idea. So the game that I'm making right now is kind of a remake of a game I made before, and the cool thing about that is I get to try to like relearn everything again, while just trying to while making a game that's kind of similar, same but different. That's what they say in India and Thailand. Same and different. Same but different. And that's just because they don't. It's just an easy concept to understand, I guess. And the cool thing right now is I'm kind of frustrated with where I'm at in this game, because I'm trying to figure some stuff out, and it's never good. I mean, I'm sure this happens to everyone who is making a game, where you get frustrated and you're trying to solve a problem, but you don't know how, and you've been at the problem for 30 minutes or hours or even days. It's good to take a break and do something else. So like right now I'm just working on some aesthetics, and then I'll try to get back to figuring out how to get or try to figure out a solution to my problem, because you don't always find the solution you're looking for when you're looking for it. Yeah, these are just life lessons, I guess. But they also work in game dev. And they work everywhere. But like, look, this toad looks ugly. I'm not ugly. I mean, he's got warts. That's who doesn't have warts. Yeah, but I get lots of other games. It's like TikTok, where I find junk games, and I would love to see your game recommendations, as I'm getting lots of junk. Yeah, no, that's totally. Yeah. There's still ways to go in terms of making the algorithm better to show less junk. And it's not so much like, it's just games that are yeah, I get you. Yeah. So what I recommend for that is, when you find a game, it's basically the creators. So the trick to that is find creators that you like. Like, I could just start naming off creators like Bloomint, Soulspark, Samander, Froggy, Jose, Tilda, 588314. Like, that's just a let me show you in a second. Oh, you know what? Go to my account in HypeHype, see who I'm following, and honestly, just follow all of those people. Yeah, and then look at all of their games, and then when you find someone else that you like I think, let's say or someone else's game that you like, go see who they follow and then like follow those people or take a look. Like that's the best way, in my opinion, to navigate through HypeHype. And you'll find out that you'll have to hit that back button a lot, and so the UX experience could be better, but that's really, yeah, that's the rabbit hole you want to go to. Is like find, so let's say you like my stuff, you can go through the list of all the people that I'm following, check out their games, play their games, and this is definitely a lot better than just swiping through HypeHype, because you'll find the quality games, and you'll even see the games that you see in your feed that were copied or or remixed, and you'll see kind of like the original. So that is huge. I think that's going to be super helpful right there. Trying to select. I'm like trying to get a specific wart. All right, whatever. Let's see how that looks. All right, that got a game over, which is not what we want. I may need to make the frog a little smaller, or the toad. He's a toad. And hopefully the HypeHype game engine can be an app like, you mean you're hoping more that they have export options, right? Because I would say HypeHype is an app, and BuildBox is not an app. But they do have a BuildBox has an app that is like super buggy and doesn't work well, and it's so bad. I don't know if I would call it a workable app, but I think you're talking about like export. Yeah, I mean, personally, I think HypeHype has like a long way to go to make everything better. So I think we're in like the very early stages, which is really cool. But yeah, I think long-term export capability in some way, shape, or form would be really cool, specifically for like global game jams. I don't know if you follow any global game jams, or people on YouTube that have game jams. Being able to make a game and then like submit it into one of those, like that's cool. But yeah, and I guess also having it app on the App Store and Play Store. I mean, I've put apps and things on the Play Store for years. I get it, but I just see HypeHype as like the future. Like, there's no need to do that anymore. Like previously, when I would make a game, a lot of work would be going into of the things I did after making the game. So now I don't have to do that. But which I'm all about. Yeah, I think the future is just like a new ecosystem when it comes to hyper casual games and making and uploading apps. Like you can do that. People still do that. And that takes, but it takes time, man. Like I think I spent 1 month in a game I made last year, the Ball Meets World. I spent a month just getting everything ready for that. Like that was after the game was finished to take care of everything. Like I don't want to spend. I would rather spend a month making games, playing games, doing video stuff, than dealing with SDKs and gatekeepers at App Store, making sure that my game looks familiar to another game, so it's getting rejected. I'm done. I'm good with dealing with that again. Like maybe if it happens, like nobody knows the future, but for the most part, I'm over it. Okay. Hold on, maybe. Okay, so we got. I get rid of these. Let me see if I can group it. Group button. Oh man, it just hits. Oh, because the Nutcracker is so big. Kind of works. I feel like I need to add a particle. Also, how did you get your games recommended to others on HypeHype? Do I? Did I get games recommended to others on HypeHype? I don't actually see that. Well, I've never seen that. I do. I think you just make the games. If people play the games, like here, watch. Let's get a leaderboard. Like, I think they like have an algorithm for that. Wait, I did just save it, so I can show you. So, like it's. Yeah, you just make the games and people either play it or they don't. Like I made this one 159. Basically the more people play it, the more it gets, the more people that see it and the more people that play it. Like I think where is it? I had a Halloween game. Yeah, so this game is basically exactly like Mr. So here's a good person to follow, Mr. Nick 6868. So he's got this game, super simple. And I don't know if I was doing a live stream or just bored, but I remade this game, and as you can see, it's basically everything is the same except for the color. And this is my most played game. Like I'm kind of tempted to remove it because it's basically the same thing. So yeah, I would say just remix a lot of games, make a lot of games. Some of your games got recommended to me while I was browsing. Yeah, I mean, dude, you follow me. That's probably why, right? That's my guess. I think when you follow people, their games get recommended to you. That would, yeah. Yeah, I think that's totally a thing. Oh, and then there's this other feature. Let me show you this one. I think they should make this more like it is in TikTok, but this is new. But if you select this for you, you can then only see people you follow. So I should do this. This is also really cool. So when you follow a bunch of people, oh, it was before. My guess is that it's just random. Oh, I got 8th place. Oh, there's more of these? Didn't seen these before. This is cool. I've never, like, I followed Mr. Nick6868, but I had no idea he had any of these games. So thanks for bringing this question up, because this is new to me. Oh, I think that's bad. Oh, 5th place. Yeah, so definitely follow a bunch of people, follow people that I'm following, check out who the people I'm following are following, see who they're following. Like, go down that rabbit hole, and then you can check out the For You, which is, again, just a sea of everything. But then you can go to Followed, which I don't know if this says when this game got published. But yeah, like, I know Mr. Nick6868. I see his games all the time. And like, and then you can see all the people that you follow. So I'm pretty sure I follow you, but like, your game should also show up here. All right. Working on very difficult matching game. Looks like those games of mine, but more items to drag and also landscape mode. Yeah, that's nice. I actually forgot. I wanted to do... I spent like an hour or two messing around with some matching stuff. I want to make more matching games, kind of like the animal match. But yeah, there's so many different games I want to make. So one thing I do enjoy about HypeHype is, you know, when you're making a game or an app, like there's things that are different between when you're making an app for the App Store. When I was making games for the App Store and the Play Store, I would only work on one game at a time, because if I worked on multiple games, then you kind of divert your attention and nothing ever gets done. But with HypeHype, it's so easy to make games. You can divert your attention. Like, you don't, you know, like, you can make one game, finish it, make another game, finish that, make it, then go back to older games, update that. Like, there's, yeah, it's something that I find a lot more fun, because again, you're just focusing on making games. You're not focusing on anything else. And figuring out how to make games. Like right now, I've been struggling. Like, half of these live streams, I am finding myself in a position where I have to struggle to figure out what exactly is going on, so that I can make this game. And that's just kind of the, I mean, that's just game development. Like, if I wanted to make something easy, I could, but I'm trying to figure it out as I go. Okay, so we got this dude. We got these objects. Oh, wait a minute. I can't even collide. Oh, wait, there we go. Oh, and he's flipping. I thought... maybe red? Was red bad? Broadcast collision, trigger red. Okay. Yeah, but mine will not have more details like things that can be interactive on the environment, like a few dynamic physics on the environment. Why not create borders on the camera? Oh, no, I have borders actually. So here's the border right here, and I can move them back. Then I think this is -3. But I don't know, maybe I need to try different cubes so that the player doesn't. So check this out. So right now it's set up so the player cannot go past. But you can see the nutcrackers are hitting the border, which we don't want. And if we look, there's not a lot of space. Oh, you know what I can do? Yeah. So I'm thinking either check out other platform objects, but then I also, it's hard to tell how close the enemy is. So I'm trying to think of maybe some suggestions of how to factor that in. Yeah, the borders, I mean, the borders are not in any group, but they have physical boundaries. And those physical boundaries are interacting with the nutcracker. I mean, I can do probably something like this. Yeah, let me try a different platform. Maybe that's the trick. Because this object is huge. And at first I thought that was a good thing. Maybe something like this would be better. Yeah, my biggest concern is that if a platform object is too thin, then the character can just like fly through it. I think that's not set up properly, so that's... Physical, unmovable. Oh, there we go, kinematic. Yeah, see? Like it stops it for a second, but then it just flies through. So I think also that could be because I stretched the object. So let's unstretch these. Yeah, it's still going through. Are you streaming on your PC with the webcam and then the iPad? That is correct. That is correct. Yeah, I got the laptop here, webcam here, and the iPad here. And luckily this is the latest, greatest MacBook Pro M1, not the super dope one, but the other one, M1 Pro. Not the M1 Max, M1 Pro. So I'm able to do this. But I think my old computer could do it, but you would be able to hear the fan and all that. Yeah. Well, I know the one that you use because I think I've used that one. So let me actually try that one. It's the basic one. I believe it's like this one. And this is the one I used in my Asteroid game. Right, let's go here, unmovable. Yeah, eventually he goes through. Oh, I got an idea. I'm gonna move this back. And let's set it up like this. Okay. This object is a group object with red would be bad. Go here. I'm thinking of just adding a collision trigger to the object that makes it destroy. Oh yeah, mic audio. I got one of these Yetis. I don't know what I've been doing for the past 5 years. I should have get these Yetis are amazing. The volume, like I'm very happy with the Yetis. I think they're amazing. Let's make this object a light blue. Light blue. Yeah, so here we can add a collision trigger and then destroy. So if this collides, oops, destroy, execute. Okay, so it kind of just disappears, so that's a little weird. That's not... Yeah, I'm gonna make these visible again. I just want to see how they look. Let's check out the spawning mechanism. Spawn of -4. All good, man. Thanks for hanging out. Take care. Oh man, it's been I've been going for two plus hours. Ah, I lose track of time so easily. Okay. All right, so we got the mistletoe. Not perfect. Yeah, thanks. I'll either fix the problem or I'll redefine the problem to make a solution, because that's how it works. But I like the mistletoe. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna add some music. I made a Hype that has a music mixer. Now, unfortunately, I cannot listen to the music because of my current setup. But here is the music generator. Basically, this container holds these this random node, this switch node, and 3 music playing things. So we can just actually, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna disconnect these visual pieces because they're just for visual, just so you can see what's happening. They don't actually do anything for the music. Let's copy this. Go into mistletoe. Logic on. Go up here where we got a bunch of cool stuff. Paste. And now let's look for Christmas songs. Music. Well, not Christmas. Holiday. Oh, look. Deck the halls. Oh, yo, Christmas wrap. Duh, that's in there for sure. Next. Some jingle bells. And man, I wish there was more Christmas wrap. That sounds cool. I'm not sure what Krampus Workshop is, but I'm gonna go with that. And then here we can select these. Krampus Workshop. Jingle bells. Christmas wrap. Oh, and then I want this. Yeah, this goes to Christmas wrap. Okay. What? Man. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna spend some time trying to figure out some solutions. I was thinking of even having like a sleigh. Like way up in front. And what I want to add, like a bag? Is that a visual? Add a dude. I wish you could just type in dude and it brings up people. That would be cool. I want to look for like a Grinch looking guy. Who could be my Grinch? Yeah, let's get a sneeze. Wait, was there a hit? Move this dude forward. Negative, let's say 30. say negative 40. Oh, 40, not 400. That big typo. Okay, and then let's glue these to this, and we can add a wave node and a transform. I've been playing with wave node, wave generator, and transform. And let's target to this. Put -2, +2, loop executing. Anyway, we got to get this transform outside because I want it to sway left and right. I can have it sway left and right and up and down, but let's just do one thing at a time. Nope, I don't know what I selected. Delete that. I'm gonna put just 2. Yeah, look at that. Cool. That is the enemy. Cool. Yeah, this is actually looking pretty good for a bad guy. Now I just want to add some particles as well. Yeah, let's try these sci-fi. This one. And we can set it right. Actually, you know what? We can put this in the sleigh. What was that called? Sci-fi projectile. Okay, so I found a bug. So it looks like having multiple sci-fi projectiles. The other particle that I had from the beginning. Oh no. Alright. Gotta go here. Change the name of this. Okay, cool. And then go to asset and then also hit this. So now there should be two. No, it does not. Go here, effects, articles. We're gonna have to change all this again. I did this at the beginning of this live stream, so I guess I can do it now again. I'm gonna copy, no, copy. Rename it. Blaster. Yeah, let's just call it that. And I wonder if I can go here, add this projectile, move it to torch. Yeah, I don't like that. Go here, blaster. Go into the effects. The main thing we want to do here is adjust the color and the size. And this is basically just what I was doing earlier. Want to take a look at the particle as I change it. Look at the motion, velocity, and we want the color still looks purple. That's weird. Size is still big. So we want this to be more like this. There we go. And then I think I need to flip these colors. Yeah. I gotta watch out for the... So it looks like they're still being spawned on the X and on the X coordinates. Yeah, let's move that to 0.5. Okay, and then here we're gonna have the sci-fi project. Okay. Oh. Cool. Okay, so let's do that, and then we're going to getting close. Yeah, that looks good. Let's actually just do that again. Add another particle effect. Oh, negative 0.75, that's what we want. And a wave generator and a transform. All right, still some tweaks that need to be made, but I think this is kind of fun. So I'll spend some time trying to think of a better way to make sure that the enemy, so that the objects that are being thrown at the character enter the limelight or whatever better. But yeah, I think this is a really good start. And got like 8 days left for the holiday game jam. I already have like 2 games ready, so I don't know, maybe one more, but right now I'm working on a bunch of games and kind of getting overwhelmed, so I'm gonna just try to figure out the games that I have, and I'm trying to get better. at make those games better. But yeah, so got any questions, comments, let me know. I'm Hype C. Happy holidays. Stay safe out there. And until next time, peace.